What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to give you guys a very quick update about what's happening with the market thus far. Just notes that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000 more, you're guaranteed 30 in total, not to mention 8.1% APY on invested cash. The offer ends very soon at the end of March. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening with the markets. Looking at SPY, we have this very interesting range. We have this tough resistance near the 600 area, but as we dipped close to about the 580s, we do tend to see a lot of buyers step in. Now, what's very good about this structure is the fact that SPY is trying to break out right over here, which tends to be more bullish, and we're approaching Trump's inauguration, which could have a big effect on the way the market's going to move. So as of right now, the charts are favoring the upwards direction, but whether or not this continues depends on some key levels. I'll talk about those in just a couple of minutes. Right now, just know that stocks like Nvidia, Google, Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft, they're all looking more bullish right now. There's a lot of buyers who are stepping in, and the rest of the market was a little bit more flat, but for the most part, big tech is still holding up quite well. This is a good sign as we're approaching the big inauguration date. What's happening is the market's going to be closed on Monday, by the way. It's going to be Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but at the same time, that's going to be Mr. Trump's inauguration. So what this means is the market will be closed on Monday, and then we're going to be opening again on Tuesday. When the market opens again on Tuesday, Donald Trump is going to be president, so that's why there's going to be a very big shift. Now, what is the view of Trump? Well, you have to remember that Trump is very pro-business, and he is in favor of cutting taxes on businesses, and simultaneously he wants to deregulate to a much larger extent. Now, this has caused him to get a lot of praise from different CEOs, and many of them do prefer his administration. If you look at Nvidia and what Jensen Huang have said recently about how AI was being kind of limited under the current administration, they could be implying that they may be trying to ease up with Trump. Then we also have Elon Musk, who is getting along very well with Trump as well, who's talked about how it's going to be very big for AI development. So I'm not trying to say they're right or wrong. I'm not even giving my views or my opinions. I'm simply just stating what many of these CEOs and companies' views are. And that tends to help the market gain a lot more confidence. Another big factor is the fact that CPI was technically quite decent. A lot of people were expecting CPI to explode, to be very hot. People were saying the same thing about PPI. Instead, both CPI and PPI were decent, and the market's continuing to see that reaction as time goes on. Another factor that's quite good is earnings. So if you look at the latest earnings, the big bank earnings, when you look at Wells Fargo's earnings, Bank of America, BlackRock, and the list goes on, the ones that came out this week, they did relatively well. Every single one did relatively well, better than what many people were expecting. That's also helping the markets. Now, going into next week, there's nothing coming out for Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day except this one right here, which is very minor. But then for Tuesday, that's when things get serious as we have Charles Schwab announcing earnings, many others out there. We have KeyBank, then we also have Netflix, Interactive Brokers, United Airlines, and a bunch of others like that. On Tuesday, we have P&G, Johnson Johnson, and many others like Discover. Thursdays when we have American Airlines and a few more. And then finally on Friday, we have Verizon, lots of communication stocks like that. And then we also have like American Express. So quite a few earnings coming out for the week. And then things get even more serious the week after this, because I think we have Tesla's earnings as well, and lots of big tech earnings the week after that one. So a lot of big stuff are coming out very soon. So get ready for some interesting volatility. Now, as far as the market is going, we're going to be watching to see how this ends up going. I want to say that SPY does have a very tough resistance at 600, so the initial reaction might be a little bit down. But if Trump does cause some kind of big pump in the markets, you want to see SPY break 600 to see the next leg up to try to fill this imbalance up to 605. As of right now, we're on a breakout right now, but we need confirmation for this to continue, and we have to see if we can break past 600 to get that next leg higher. So my view is we're going to see a little bit of a dip first, maybe during the pre-markets, and we'll see if we could try to get back above 600. If that's the case, I will be expecting this imbalance up here to start filling. That's going to cause us to drag a lot higher for this breakouts to be confirmed. So we're attempting to see a breakout confirmed, but we got to see if we can break 600. As of right now, we're doing a good job, and I think there's potential in this to try to push more. For the QQQ, we're on a nice uptrend so far. This has the potential to push up towards that 525 area. If we could break that, we're looking for a much bigger move. I want to say that the QQQ does look a bit more bullish than bearish because we have an inverse head and shoulder setup. There's a left shoulder, a head, and then a right shoulder. And I think that this could attempt to continue to push as long as we hold these very, very key levels. So if you look at this, we're holding up quite nicely. We're trying to break 525. If we continue to maintain our levels above this, we're looking for essentially 528 as our target. So the inverse head and shoulders has a lot of potential. For the IWM Russell 2000, we're doing a good job. We have a double bottom bullish divergence here, but we have to break 226 to really start pushing for this next imbalance fill, taking us up to 230. The next leg up needs us to break the 200 EMA. We have not broken resistance yet on the IWM. That's why we're just consolidating up here. We'll see if we break this or not as time goes on, so watch these levels. For many futures like ES, we look a bit more bullish, but we need to see if we can break this next leg. Get above like 6,070, then we're easily going to about 6,100. So we'll see if we break that or not. If we lose support right over here at 6,000 flat, we could be tipping back down to 59.59. So we'll see which way we end up going. But overall, we're favoring upside as the most likely possibility, so give this the time it needs. With the divergence that's forming here, we could be pushing even more. So we'll just have to see if things end up continuing to pump or not. For others out there, we have NQ. NQ also has a nice inverse head and shoulders right here. This looks quite promising because we're getting a nice breakout. So we got this breakout attempt. We came back down. Then we managed to hold our key EMAs. And then we continue to break our 200 right here. So this could be favoring a move closer to about just under 22,000. It's technically looking a little bit more bullish, at least from a technical standpoint. If we do end up losing 21,500, we could be dipping closer to about lower levels such as 21,390. But for now, I do favor upside a little bit more. For Bitcoin, we're doing a good job at holding up. We have a nice double bottom-like structure. I think we could be on our way back up to 108,000. Might see a small dip close to about 102,800 before it tries to bounce. But so far we have potential nonetheless. Nvidia is showing some life, but we need to try to hold above 138. If we could hold above 138, I'm looking for 140 as our target, eventually 144 if that breaks. For now, it's still stuck up here, but it's showing some life with the big green bar. This typically does favor upside, especially after what Jensen Huang and the team announced about AI and Trump's administration. Tesla's looking more bullish and making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. And now we're forming like a channel, so you can actually draw it out just like this. So I know we have this like range that Tesla's trying to break out of, but then you simultaneously have this, which is a part of the breakout process. So that's what's making this look even more promising, a little bit more bullish. So overall, good job by Tesla. I think we may continue to uptrend like this. We have a big gap to fill in the 450 area. I think Tesla will try to slowly get up there. Why is that? Because we have Trump's inauguration, right? Elon Musk is very pro-Trump, and he has mentioned that Trump is going to be very bullish for them for the long term. There's going to be some things for the short term that may not be as good for Tesla, such as the EV tax credits. I do agree with what many different analysts have said, but Musk is very forward-looking. He knows that that's not going to be the biggest thing for Tesla. The bigger thing is going to be AI and FSD, the faster they get that out, and that's why Musk is saying that he's not too worried about that. In fact, he thinks that it's going to hurt their competitors more, which will benefit Tesla. Yes, the EV tax credits being shifted will affect Tesla, but obviously AI could help kind of like offset that. So just keep that in mind. AI regulation that's kind of shifting. For Apple, if we break resistance at 230, I'm looking for an attempt for 233. It's still kind of lackluster, but it's trying to form a base here. I see a slight bullish divergence, so I hope we get a bounce off that 230 support. For a few more, we have AMD trying to push as long as we're above 121. We're looking for a move back up to 124. For ARM, we're on a nice uptrend. As long as we could hold above 150, we're looking for 152. For coin, we're looking more promising. We want to see if we can break past 300. If we do, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to 307. For Amazon, we look a bit more bullish. Nice inverse head and shoulder stuff. This does favor 228, and we'll see if we reject off that or not, but a little bit more upside. Looking at Meta, we also have like a left shoulder here, a head, and a right shoulder, which could be favoring 625 plus. Microsoft looks a bit more bullish, on a nice uptrend so far, so we'll see if we can break past 432. And finally, Google's on a nice uptrend, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. That could be favoring 200 or so. So that being said, the market's favoring upside. The VIX still has this gap to fill down here, so that makes me suspect there could be a little bit more upside coming to the markets. But whether or not that happens depends if we can break resistance. As of right now, Tesla and many others are looking quite promising. Let's hope for the best after Trump's inauguration. With that being said, the U.S. is going to take a big shift in policy, a big shift in our president very, very soon is coming. I just want to say I wish the best for everyone, no matter where you guys are. And I just want to hope that you guys have a good weekend from this point on. I'm going to make this video very short. It is a Friday, so I'll see you guys very soon. Hopefully tomorrow with another upload that I should be having. Until then, I thank you for listening. Have a good day, and peace out.